portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
With just 40 days to go before the Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade, the new judging system continues to spark controversy. So much so that the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence is hitting out against claims by two major Junkanoo groups that the newly announced judging system may hurt the integrity of the parades.
Stephen, following the controversy and has the latest.
For more than a week, the Junkanoo community has been up in arms over the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence's decision to implement a new judging system for this year's parades. Tensions heightened when the Saxon Superstars and Valley Boys Junkanoo groups objected to the new rules in a series of press statements, calling the move sudden, illegal, manipulative, and one that could negatively impact the integrity of the country's #1 cultural expression. The two major groups claim that the new system gives certain groups an unfair advantage. However, JCNP Chairman Silwood Ferguson dismissed these claims, stating each member group of the JCNP were afforded the opportunity to present their own proposals on a new system. According to Ferguson, the system set to be implemented was the best of three that were proposed in a process that started back in 2011.
This upgraded system was passed in one of our recent special call meetings on Wednesday, 30th of October 2013, by an overwhelming majority. Each member group is afforded one vote, and 14 out of the 16 groups voted in favor of an immediate change. The other two groups opted not to vote.
The JCNP believes that the new system allows for greater transparency in judging, noting that for the first time, the prizes for lead costume, banner, and the Shirley Street prize to count toward a group's overall score. The new system also features judges with actual training and background in the areas they will be judging. The new system also calls for 3 judging panels to judge each lap, with the cumulative score going toward a group's total. Also, for the first time, the names of judges and their scorecards will be published. Chris Justilian is the mastermind of the new system.
We didn't understand the old scoring system. 90% of Junkanooers, if you were to bring them in this room, could not explain the old judging system. With this one, it's so simple, a caveman can understand it. Every group should be proud to be judged by persons who are qualified and persons who can tell you how you can better your craft at the end of the day. I see no reason why you would object to something that's going to bring integrity, that's going to bring transparency and bring clearer understanding to a system.
The new system will be tested in the upcoming Junior Junkanoo Parade. Meanwhile, the JCNP is encouraging all Junkanoo groups to study the new rules ahead of this year's Boxing and New Year's Day Junkanoo Parades. Stephen Gay, ZNS Network News.
3 Bahamian fishermen are back on home soil after a harrowing ordeal at sea. They left Andros last week Tuesday for what was supposed to be a fishing trip of a few hours, but it didn't turn out that way. Cleopatra Murphy tells us how things went from bad to worse when the men thought the ordeal was over.
After a harrowing 20 hours stuck at sea, 3 men returned to the Bahamas this morning after a fishing trip gone wrong. 52-year-old Basil Knowles, 32-year-old Clifton Knowles, and 32-year-old Nigel Knowles left Andros on Tuesday for a fishing trip, but encountered problems when their vessel's engine broke down in waters near Cuba. To their disappointment, the men were turned away when they got to Jamaica. However, they say they received a warm reception in the Dominican Republic.
People aboard the seaboard ranger would rescue us. They treat us like a king, man. They treat us very, very nice.
Knowles says because the Bahamian representative was not on island, they could not be processed. He says it was a huge disappointment that they were turned away despite being in distress.
One of them could have just run over us and that would have been it for us.
You always keep praying. Everybody on the knee. When he ain't praying, not praying, they say, boy, we can't give up now. We gotta go this thing straight through.
Pray we just keep praying and asking the Lord, have one of these boats stop for us. And Lord answer our prayer.
So we give God thanks because the whole community were actually praying for them and were very, very concerned because to have 3 young men with family lost at sea and not knowing their whereabouts or the outcome. And when you got the text message, you can barely understand the language because part of it was in Spanish, a part was in English, and you didn't know whether they were really safe.
The fishing trip that took a terrifying turn could have ended in tragedy, but for these men, it turned out to be a happy ending. I'm Cleopatra Murphy, reporting for ZNS News.
Well, here's a reminder of this week's poll question. The question is, should employees be able to collect sick benefits from their employers and from NIB? We want to know what you think.
You can participate in the poll by logging on to our website at www.znsbahamas.com. The results of the poll will be released on Friday. Coming up in ZNS Total Sports, the GSSSA preseason basketball jamboree is put on hold. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.